This investigation was on risk of fish-borne trematode infections by eating raw fish of Vietnam's Thai people in Son La province, carried out by Dr. Dung Bui, from Department of Parasitology, Institute of Ecology and Biological Resources, Vietnam Academy of Science and Technology, Hanoi, Vietnam.
I will responsibility to present for my recent project in 2024 about risk of fish-borne trematode infections by eating raw fish of Vietnam Thai people in Son La province. Yeah, here you can see some picture of the raw fish food in the restaurant, and also where they are connecting the fish in the fish bowl. Yeah, for the fish-borne zoonotic trematodes life cycle, as you can see, the life cycle picture from CDC, it's required 2 intermittent hosts for the snail host and for the fish host. So humans get infected by eating raw fish or undercooked fish because the metasaccharida and sit in the muscle of fish. So easy to get infected if eating raw or undercooked. So my study is focused in survey for the intermittent hold for the snail and fish to access for the risk factor infection to the human in the study area in Son La province. Yeah. So as you know that is FZT including with the small liver fluke and also small intestinal fluke. It's making infected with the human by eating raw fish in the same way of infection, but can be 2 different kind of the disease. Small liver fluke trematodes can make liver cancer in human. So here you can see the global data in 2018. Vietnam had a very high number of patients infected with liver cancer. So is the liver cancers like cholangiocarcinoma is caused by liver fluke like Opisthochis vivirally or Chlorhexidine sinensis. You can see the symptom of the liver here when infected with the small liver fluke, and it's a very big problem. It have a burden of the trematode in the liver. So here's a picture of the patient in Thailand, because in Thailand the liver cancer based on the small liver fluke is very big problem, because they also have the eating habit very common like eating raw fish. So in my study also focused in Son La province where the Vietnam Thai people have the same culture with the Thailand people. So as you see the geographical distribution of the cholangiocarcinoma caused by small liver fluke in overall world. I hope you can see the picture. And here you can see Thailand, they have very high number of the case reports in human. And in Vietnam, we have, why we have only little, because until now the data for the liver cancer based on the small liver fluke in Vietnam still lack information. Even we have very high prevalence in human based on the fecal examinations. We need more survey in the liver cancer based on the trematodes. Yeah, but we still have remain problem in Vietnam. And here we can see the small intestinal trematodes distribution in over the world. So we also have this different kind of the small intestinal fluke belonging to Heterophidae. So we have high number of the haploid or megalobulous or central septal infection in human. So in my project, in this new project in this year, I focus in the mountain areas, in mountain areas, Son La province, where it's the Thai people. You can see the Thai people here. So they have very similar culture with Thailand people, and in these areas we have 2 rivers. So the fish source fish source for the human come from the river and the lake. So in the Thai people in Son La province is a high git population. It get to 54% comparison with other ethnic, because in here the mountain area is a very diverse ethnic group in Vietnam, because Vietnam have 54 ethnic group. So it's a complex ethnic group in our country. So in Thai people in this area is that, but we have very little information for the FZT infection in human in this area. So that's why I going to conduct this project in this province. We have only one publication recently about the eating habits in Salam province, and it's by Dr. Dung. He reported that it's up to 86% of the people answering that they have often eating raw fish in that areas. But we don't have data about the intimate host for the fish, for the snail host. So that's why we want to know what kind of the fish and also what kind of the snail acting as intimate host for transmission to FZT to human. So for methodology, we doing the fish sampling and also the snail sampling. For the fish sampling, we investigate for the restaurant in the study area where the Thai restaurant, the Thai people, they eat raw fish. So you can see here the raw fish dish in the making from grass carp in the Thai restaurant, and we went there and we interview for the restaurant owner, and also we connecting for the small fish because they eating like jumping fish. We call in Vietnamese name no call like cá nhảy. So it's a small making from small common carp from 8 to 14 centimeter. So that's why we go to the fish pond where they supply for the fish to the restaurant. We collect the fish sample. For snail sample, we also go to different water bodies around the fish grazing. So we collect the snail sample by hand picking or by scooping, depending on the habitat condition. If in the right field, we can collecting by hand, and if in the fish pond, we using scooping. So here you can see how we collect the snail sample in areas. For the examination to connect the metasarcaria of FZT and sarcaria, for snail examination, we use crossing and cutting method based on the snail species. Because some snail species, they have very short cell, we can use 2 glass slide, we press them and checking under sterile microscope. And if we can see the sarcaria, and we take for small slide to check with the microscope. And we identify sarcaria based on the key of cell 1970 based on the sarcaria group, because for sarcaria the morphological is very simple. So to be identified as a parasite, we have to compare with the published paper and also the detailed characteristics for the sarcaria morphological that identification. And for the fish examination, you can see for the common carp, is the more juvenile common carp. We examine, but firstly we take all of the organ in the out, and then we using like a digestion technique to get metasarcaria. And for the raw fish dish, we connect not so much raw fish dish because we went to the restaurant, we connect only 5 sample. It's a problem for us because the sample is not so high, but we still checking like press crossing and check with the under sterile microscope. And later on, we also use the digestion method to check it. And for the fish species identification, we check the data for Fish Bay website. And also we have expert from my institutes working with the fish identification. So for common carp, it's very common fish in Vietnam, easy to identify this for the species. So here's our primary route for this project in this year. For the eating raw fish eating behavior in Sơn La province, we have 2 types of raw fish. It's very traditional in this area. For the other study in my previous project funded by Belgium, we conducted in another mountain province and in the central province. But only this area, they have 2 different kind of raw fish eating. By the big grass carp, they cut it in small pieces and they mix with the herbal and with the banana, garlic, and traditional herbal, and also the lemon and the bamboo shot. But for the another raw fish, this jumping fish. It's that the kind of the small common carp they eat like raw, and you can see here they're still moving in the bowls in the table. You see that when they're eating, they put very light common small common fish to the salt, and they eat all of the fish without curing, and it's still moving in their mouth. So it's a really big problem to get infection with FZT. So here is different kind of eating behavior in that areas. So it's a risk to infect with FZT. And for the metasaccharida in the fish sample, we see that we found only one metasaccharida haplokit pumilio, and you can see here the picture of metasaccharida haplokit pumilio is intestinal fluke. In fact, in the grass carp raw fish stage, where we checking for the five this sample, we asking from restaurant. But for the Jomelin common carp, we examined from 198 sample, and we found that it's 27 fish infected with another intestinal fluke, Centrocetus from Masanut. So it's on both parasite is the intestinal fluke, small intestinal fluke, not the liver fluke. So it's also I think it's also lucky for the local people that we still not far for the small liver fluke, because they eat raw fish very often every day. But we find the intestinal fluke also be a problem for the human health. But comparison with the small liver fluke is less effect than small liver fluke, because small liver fluke is infect to the human, can also leading to get the liver cancer. And in here for the snail fauna and FZT Saccharia infection in that areas, and we found it's a nice snail species. But in here you can see Melanodes tuberculata in this species. It's have public as the intimate host for intestinal fluke. It's both the parasite we found in fish. So we found it's a high infection with 9.79, also high, because normally in the snail Saccharia infection the prevalence is very low. But in here for Melanodes tuberculata, normally we found high infection with intestinal fluke larva. But we also found another Saccharia in Stenotira mesaccharosis, and also in Hepatius umbilicalis, and also some other is Atropella viridis and Bithynia fuchsiana. But we check for the life cycle for the intimate host happen public on other area in Vietnam, and also in other countries neighbor to Mekong River, Mekong region. So Melanodes and also common carp, rat carp is the intimate host for the small leaf fluke, belonging to two genus is the Haplokit or Centrocetus. So it's also good finding for this in that area, because even they don't get infected with the small liver fluke, but we still have problem for the human health with small intestinal fluke. So in here you can see different type of Saccharia group. We found 4 Saccharia group like Amateus Saccharia, Echinostoma, and Pleurosuccus Saccharia, and Megalurus Saccharia. So the picture 3 and 4 you can see is Saccharia Pleurosuccus. So it's belonging to small intestinal fluke. I compare with the data I found in the fish. It's a link together, because Melanodes also public as the intimate host, the first intimate host for the small leaf fluke, Haplokit, and Centrocetus. So it's a very good finding, because we find the larva in snail and the metasaccharide in the fish. So it's really linked the risk factor to infect the human, the fish, the feed-borne zoonotic parasite in human. So in here, I comparison with other public for the Centrocetus from Masalut is a small intestinal fluke in human. So it's also it's a very big problem in the fish kill, making a serious problem for the fish as well, can kill the fish. So in here, the people they eat whole of the common carp. Pinto and others authors, you can see very similar with the morphological, and also is malaria tuberculosis is intimate hold for intestinal fluke in that the study. And so in our study also we found the same. So it is the first record in the Sơn province, because in Sơn province they eat raw fish very often, and the same culture with the Thailand people, because I read information where the Vietnam Thai people come from in many years ago. Origin is also migration from China to Thailand, and also they have very similar culture, and they eating raw fish, and they think that when I interviewed the local people and restaurant, they think that eating raw fish for many generations before and getting good health, and they think it's no problem for the parasite. They don't have information and they don't have knowledge about parasite. So I think it's for awareness raising is necessary for this area, because it's here primary survey for the FZT in Vietnam Thai people. Here, so I would like to conclusion for my small project. This is new data. So in the Sơn province, raw fish salad and jumping fish salad are very common with the Vietnam Thai people, and we found small intestinal tomatoes were the most common species in common carp, grass carp is a Haplokis pumilio and Centrocetus formosalus, and it's a lack of economic and understanding of ZTP in Sơn province, because the ethnic people, they don't have information, they don't have a kind of the data or economic, because the education of the local people is very low, so lead to the risk of infection of SZT in human, and when they're eating raw fish salad common in that areas. So the perspective is linked to One Health approach. So I think one of you heard about the One Health. It means it should be have the research linked to the human, animal environments. So I think in that area we need more survey to link with One Health approach, and greater awareness of risk from raw fish diet among the public health authorities and people are needed. And also people should avoid consuming, but to train the eating habit also very big question, because the people, they still, even before I did the big project for that linked to One Health approach, also the same parasite but in different areas. So we also make intervention, we also make the seminar, and people, they stop at that time, but it's have to be, making a sustainable project achievement. We have to do again to training, and also it's important to train for the young generation. They can stop to eating raw fish, because it's only the way to stop. The control for environment, for the snail, for the fish is really difficult. The main point is to train the people awareness of the FZT, for how to prevent and how to stop for the infection with the FZT. So thank you so much.